Yesterday in Washington, D.C., Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg made some news. I don't think he meant to, and he made it for all the wrong reasons. Let's watch the video.
Secretary, what do you have to say? Hi, how are you?
Good.
Jennie Taer with the Daily Caller News Foundation. What do you have to say to the folks in Ohio, East Palestine, who are suffering right now?
Well, I'd refer you to about a dozen interviews I've given today, and if you'd like to arrange a conversation, be sure to reach out to our press office, but I'm not going to have that conversation with you. Just walk
You don't have a message for them?
I do, and I shared it with the press many times today. I'd refer you to those comments.
Would you mind sharing it with us?
No, I'm going to refer you to the comments that I made to the press because right now I'm taking some personal time and I'm walking down the street.
Are you going down there?
What's that?
Are you going down there at all?
Yeah, I am.
When are you going?
I'll share that when I'm ready.
Okay,
I'll talk down
thank
the
you.
street. Can I get a photo of you?
Yeah.
Wow. Secretary of Transportation, more like Secretary of Smug. Joining us right now is that intrepid reporter, Jennie Taer, the Daily Caller News Foundation. Boy, he sounded like he was really trying to get away from it. You notice how he kept walking faster and faster there, Jennie?
Yeah, I mean, I was too caught off guard. I am a journalist, but I also was just going to my yoga class. But when I see a public official out, on a public space, I do have the right as a reporter to ask them questions. I did identify myself as a journalist.
Yes, you did.
And now I guess he's a fan of me because he wanted my photo.
Yeah, that was, I took that as kind of an intimidation tactic. Like, I want to take your picture because you're going on a list, young lady. Don't you know who I am? Did you pick that vibe up from him there?
I picked up the vibe that he certainly didn't want to be questioned, and really only wanted us to go through his press office and the proper channels. But I would assume that this is really frustrating for the people of East Palestine who are really suffering. And my job is to work on behalf of the American people, and right now that's them.
Yeah, speaking truth to power. Last I checked, that's what all the reporters in DC claim they're doing. And this whole idea of, I've got some personal time right now. People around the country need to know these cabinet secretaries, they are treated like they're princes in this town. I'm sorry, you don't get the trappings of the office that comes with being a cabinet secretary and then claim personal time. You're on the job, especially if you're out in the public going for a walk in DC, you answer questions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, certainly it is a public official. Your job is to serve under the administration, and your job is 24/7, like I said. And that's what you're expected to do. I wasn't harassing. I wasn't being impolite, I don't think. I was in a public area as he was. I wasn't, doing anything that kind of alerted Secret Service. He had protection there if there was a real threat.
Right. Yeah, and by the way, let's just be clear, it's Pete Buttigieg's party and his colleagues who would suggest that private citizens go and get in the face of Trump administration officials while they're eating at a restaurant, which is incredibly different than walking down a public street. And of course, you are a journalist and you identified yourself as such. Now, what's interesting to me is, has it been made official now today that Secretary Buttigieg will in fact go to East Palestine?
Yes, he's going to go down there Thursday.
Uh-huh. Do you think that your interview with him sort of moved that thing along and actually drew that information out today?
I'm not quite sure. I did rattle him, it appears. And so I'm not sure where that picture ended up or anything like that. But of course, we've seen that video blow up. It has over 2 million views, and people are really responding to it. So I think the American people are angry. They want answers, and maybe that did cause some pressure.
Well, and I think, again, I called it smug. There is a level of arrogance of don't you know who I am that comes through here. And he said, well, if you just go through the proper channels and talk to my press office. I'm curious, when you call from the Daily Caller News Foundation and say, we'd like to interview Secretary Buttigieg, what do you think the response is?
This isn't actually what I normally cover. I normally cover the Department of Homeland Security, the border immigration, and I would expect that I would get similar kind of responses from them, which I rarely get responses. And on top of that, I rarely have my questions answered. And I would expect that to happen in this situation, as we know, it's been like that. We've been kept in
That's
the
right.
dark.
Well, we know what it's like here at Salem News, and of course, our web partners, a part of our family at Town Hall and Red State and Hot Air and PJ, and we love our friends at Daily Caller as well. Keep up the work. That's why we're doing this, Jennie Taer, and good for you. Speaking truth to power. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. In the meantime, I will see you on the radio.